My name's Tim Randall. I'm from a small town in central Illinois. I'm here for an interview. Okay? Well, I was first diagnosed with lung cancer in May of 2022. It was inoperable cancer. I took 7 treatments of chemo, 35 treatments of radiation. I went through that pretty good. Didn't seem to have much problem with that. And then I just started 1 dose of the immunotherapy, and I was great. I was feeling pretty good. And then about a week or 2 after that, I caught COVID. And it was just slowly downhill from there. It was just one thing after another. I got pneumonia. And I first seen an x-ray of my lungs where the cancer was, the bottom right lobe. And then after the COVID and pneumonia, my lungs were white, both of them. So it pretty much hammered me. And November of that year, they sent me home with 6 months to live. And I was on hospice.
That when we did check out the DREAM program, he had been on hospice for 2 years and basically sat in a recliner chair, not able to do much of anything. And when we went through all that testing up here, they wanted him to be, like he said, in the best possible shape going into a double lung transplant. So his particular case, I mean, he was so deconditioned before we even went into a lung transplant that coming out of the transplant, he's had a lot different road than someone else that might have had just, lung cancer and went in through that. I think they just didn't realize everything and didn't realize how bad his lungs actually were until they got in there and did the transplant. But Tim's particular case was so different because he was so deconditioned going into it. It's been a little harder afterwards, right? They didn't realize, I don't think, how bad Tim's one lung really was going into the surgery till they got in there. And it took a lot longer during the surgery for the one side than the other because of that. And it's just been a little bit different for his recovery time because things were so bad going into the surgery.
I was on 25 liters of oxygen before I came in. And now I'm not on any oxygen. So I am better in that case. Yeah. But I still got a ways to go because I still lose my breath pretty quick. But it's getting better. I'm getting stronger. It's just a long road. Long road. Excellent. I mean, sometimes you get, oh God, what's he talking about now? But he does it for a reason. They know. And it's hard for both of us. I mean, it's hard for you, but it's for your own good, you know, because you think you're strong. They know I wasn't. But I've gotten along with all of them. Every doctor, every nurse I've had, I've gotten along pretty good with them. So I cannot
It's an excellent
complain at all. They can be dead serious, plus they can also joke with you, because I'm a jokester. So, but it's been very nice. Oh, with the doctors, I think they checked on me. They communicated real well with their nurses. All the nurses I had, the communication was pretty good. I was an individual. I wasn't a number. They called me by name. You know, it was nice. I've been in other hospitals, and Northwestern isn't nothing like those other hospitals. It's very personal. So I was very well satisfied. Support team is at home, my home, where it's a revolving door for them to come in. Where up here, I don't have that. When I'm in the motel for five.
We sacrifice by going home and making the drive when we need to come back up here, and it hasn't been that bad.
No. But the first 3 months, I had to be within 50 miles of the hospital in case something happened. Well, we were just a couple blocks away. We were, and it was for 5 months. But the first 2 months, I wasn't around. I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital. Yeah, because I had to go through the surgery and recovery, and then they started me right on physical therapy and stuff. So
He doesn't remember a lot of the first month or two.
yeah. Well, the thing that got me the worst is when I wasn't in ICU. It was the next room that I was in. I couldn't get up out of bed, but I was alert. I knew what was going on. And hooked up to, they didn't have a catheter in me. It was some other device. Well, I'm telling you, because it's the worst. That it never worked. And I knew it wasn't going to work. So in order to change the bed, they put you in a harness and lift you up. And then it just squeezes you while they're changing the bed. I had my sternum broken or whatever they did when they did the surgery. So when this bag is like a garbage bag, when it lifts you up, it compresses you. And it hurts. And every time I had to go to the bathroom, I knew what was going to happen. And that's a helpless feeling. And I would say, I mean, if you want the truth, that was my worst experience. When you do it 3 or 4 times a day. I say when I got to the inpatient from Shirley Ryan, when I first got there, I could barely stand. I think the first time they got me to walk, I took 2 steps. And that was it. And then the next day, I took 37 steps. And then the next day when I went, it was like 100 steps. And it hurt all the time. But the hardest step is the first step. And once I got going, every day I started getting better. Even though it's tough, but it's better. Well, when you're been on medication and they tell you and they send you home on hospice, that's pretty much giving up on medicine. So did I ever feel that way? Yeah. I was hoping for a miracle. And that's why we come to a much larger hospital, Northwestern, to see if they could help me. Because we have a friend that came up here with his wife. And with a liver problem. And they told him that it's very sad that if he could have had her up here a couple weeks earlier, they could have helped her. So as soon as I turned 65 and got on Medicare, up we came. And if it wasn't for that poster on the door, we would have never known about it.
We were discouraged because he didn't qualify for the Zephyr valve, and that's what we thought was going to be his miracle, you know. And when we came up and they basically told us, no, you don't qualify for that, we didn't know what we were going to do. I mean, we were very discouraged and just very down. And as we were getting our coats on and getting ready and leaving, I mean, it was on the door. So had they left the door open when they left and, we'd got ready to go, we'd have never seen it. But we did. Our son-in-law did. And it didn't take long to make the phone calls and check, and we were right back up here. So it was a miracle.
I would have to say not to give up so easily. I'm very glad that medicine is still evolving. But you just wonder how many thousands or millions of people have died because of this, and how many of them would have lived if the transplant wasn't evolving. But you still have to have the donors too, which is sad. So I appreciate that. But I'm also sorry. Yeah, sorry for them. But I hope it puts peace with the family. Because I don't know who it was. I don't know if I really want to know. But hopefully it makes peace with the rest of his family, knowing that part of them is still gone. Yeah. Get yourself in the best possible shape that you can be in before surgery. Because recovering is tough. But if you're weak going in, it's going to be tougher.
And don't give up.
Yeah, it's easy to give up. It's easy to lay in that bed. It's easy, but like I said earlier, the hardest step is the first one. And if you go through that surgery, you've taken that step, but you got to keep going. Or else what was the point of that surgery? You know, if you're not willing to go through it, what's the point of doing it? And I know the doctor gave me, because I asked him during the first interview, if I don't have this done, because I knew it was going to hurt. I said, how long do I have? And he looked down at me and he said, 2 years. Okay. I guess I'll do it. You know, I'll do what I can. So, and I believed them. I never did believe the other ones. I didn't feel all that bad with the other hospitals and stuff. I never dreamed I was home on hospice, and I get home and we want to bring a bed in. Why? What's the matter? It didn't click, I guess, that they're sending me home to die. Oh, okay. But
Don't give up.
don't give up. And it's to have a support team by you, with you, to help you. Because there's still some stuff that I can't do, or is very hard for me to do, like putting my coat on. Something simple like that. But I can do it, where before I couldn't do it.